This is part of a new ongoing series where, sort of like the cocktails and conversations start with us making something at the beginning and telling the recipe, we will be covering various herbal recipes. Now, these recipes vary. Some of them are designed for more magical or spiritual or entheogenic use, and some of them are more household recipes, or they're related to riot medicine. And we will be going over at the beginning of each class what a recipe is designed to be used for. We are also willing, for this particular series, to accept corrections and suggestions. If you think that we're teaching something wrong, please, by all means, tell us so.
Having said that, we would appreciate it if your corrections and suggestions were well researched.
Yes. Okay, moving right along, today we are covering something that we've had a couple people request us to go over, which is the particular insect repellent that I mix up for my family. This insect repellent is not the one that is safe for infants or children under 2 or 3 years of age. Please keep that in mind. We do actually have a recipe that is for younger children. This is not it. Additionally, we're working with essential oils today, so I'm going to point you towards our essential oil safety class, which will be going up in the next couple of days, and just remind you that you need to be researching the contraindications of anything that you put on your body. In particular, the oils that I'm working with today are contraindicated for people who are scent sensitive or who have scent sensitive migraines or epilepsy. It is contraindicated for people with epilepsy. Yes, I use it anyway. This might be one of the don't do what Melissa does.
Contraindication doesn't always mean an absolute no. It does mean higher risk.
Yes. Additionally, we are mixing up a very, very strong concentration, the max concentration that I would ever say you could put on someone's body. And the reason for this is that we have some very aggressive wolf spiders in our garden, and they keep biting me. So I'm mixing up the max strength. And mostly I will actually be misting this onto my clothing. Although it is a skin-safe recipe, I tend to actually mist it onto the hem of my pants, onto my boots, onto where my collar meets my neck.
Can I make an additional note?
Yes.
There is an additional contraindication that should go without saying for any essential oil-based product, which is that if you have an allergic reaction to any of the plants from which the essential oils are derived, you should not use this product.
So like if you're allergic to rosemary, don't use rosemary essential oil.
Yup.
So please take the time to look these up on WebMD, Hippocrates, drugs.com, and make sure that they're safe for you to use. I can't research that for you. Always do a patch test of any product, which is where you basically mist it on a tiny part of your body, leave it for a couple of hours and see how you respond to it. You should also go in and out of the sun with that patch test. If you do find that when you mist this onto your body or onto your clothing, you start having an allergic reaction, you need to remove it by diluting it with oil before trying to dilute it with water. So it tends to be people's first impulse to just run for the shower, but the shower doesn't actually dilute essential oils that are on your body.
It may, however, spread them.
It may, however, spread them. So the first thing to do is actually go get some cheap kitchen oil and rub that anywhere it is until it has started diluting it. Wipe that off and then take a shower. If you have something like Castile soap or a glycerin-based soap, either oil or glycerin-based soap, use those. It works much better than other soap products at getting this stuff off. But obviously do a patch test first. If you have difficulty breathing, please seek medical assistance immediately. If you start having hives or sores or your throat is closing up, don't risk it. Get medical assistance. Okay, I think that's everything that I needed to say, and we're going to go ahead and get into the recipe. I'm hoping that you guys can see. We do actually make our own essential oils, but I have been exceedingly busy and have not set up the glass still since we moved out here, and actually part of it broke during our many moves and needs to be replaced.
On the plus side, as long as you have a reputable supplier, if you can't make your own essential oils, store-bought is fine.
Yes, if you can't make your own. Today I'm using oils from Star West. I don't know if you can see that. I like Star West, I like Mountain Rose. I've been happy with the products from both. If you don't have a wholesale account through either of those providers, they can be a little expensive. You can always check Bulk Apothecary. They tend to have really reasonable prices for something where you don't have to have a wholesale account.
Having said that, they're basically a clearinghouse, so make sure you check exactly what you're getting with a specific product.
Yes, they have really thorough information about where things came from and how they were made. Make sure you're reading it.
Oh, pop quiz, are there kinds of jewelry you should take off when working with essential oils?
Oh, thank you. Yes, there are, and I would have forgotten. Is that what you...
Yep.
So I am taking off my silver and my opals, both of which can be damaged while using essential oils. Now, you may have noticed I'm not wearing gloves. Wear gloves. I don't, and I've regretted it in the past, but I have a really hard time with an allergy to what most gloves are made out of. I'd rather have the chemical burns than the all over hand swelling and itching that I get from gloves. The pandemic has been awful because I wear gloves everywhere and then my hands are all sore and itchy and
yeah.
I'm allergic to life. Moving right along. So the ratio that we are using is that you need to be under 60 drops of essential oil per 1 fluid ounce of carrier. That's under 60 drops and under per fluid ounce. So don't go over 60 drops per fluid ounce. I think I've repeated that enough that y'all caught it.
This is a 2 fluid ounce bottle.
This is a 2 fluid ounce cobalt glass bottle. My carrier oil today is jojoba oil. You don't have to use jojoba. Jojoba tends to be a little pricey.
It also lasts forever.
It lasts forever. It's really close to what the human body produces already. It's non-comedogenic. I prefer it, and I'm willing to spend the extra money, but really any skin-safe carrier oil is fine. Later this week, we'll be making an ant and spider repellent that is vinegar-based, and a miticide that is dish soap and water-based. And we'll get into why you use different carriers for different things, but for our bodies, we're using an oil as the carrier. An oil is great because the oils will actually disperse evenly through it rather than staying in little pockets inside the water and making it so that you get undiluted oil, essential oil on your skin unpredictably.
Oh, can I add a technical note regarding one of the oils which you are using?
Yes.
The neem oil which we are using is not, strictly speaking, an essential oil.
Nope, it is a 100% cold-pressed oil.
However, it is intense enough that for the purposes of how much you can add, we treat it as an essential oil.
And I've actually arrayed these. So yes, technically, you could do 60 drops of any one of these. You could do 60 drops of peppermint. You could do 60 drops of citronella. However, some of these oils are very, very, very strong, and I've arrayed them in order of my preference. You may want to adjust that. Some people find that they are very sensitive to the smell of cloves or very sensitive to the smell of citronella. Start your blend low. You know, start on the lower end of how many drops of each of these you can add, and play with the scent until it's something you can live with, because you are going to be smelling it all day long while you're out in the garden or walking a trail.
as we go, we will also cover what insect each of these oils repels.
Yes. Peppermint repels all kinds of things, including fire ants and spiders. And that's our primary attacking force in the garden right now, both of those. So I'm going ahead and adding a large amount of peppermint. Citronella primarily repels mosquitoes. So we're gonna have mosquitoes all through this summer and fall here in the Carolinas. So I'm gonna be adding a healthy amount of that. Clove and cedarwood and rosemary repel everything. All kinds of biting and stinging insects, including wasps and termites. So
Also spiders.
Also spiders. But in particular, I have the two ones that I'm adding the most of, peppermint and citronella, repel the two that we're having the most problem with in our garden. So that's why those scents are gonna be strongest. Yes. Neem is an overall insect repellent. It also actively kills them if it gets on them, but that's not likely to be what happens. It's more that the scent will act as a repellent. And then of course I have my carrier. Okay, so for today I'm going 30 of peppermint, 30 of citronella, 20 of clove, 20 of cedarwood, 10 of rosemary, and 10 of neem. God, you'd think I would have that ratio memorized, but since I change up the ratio depending upon what I'm making, it actually changes. Okay, so there is something that I'm about to do that really technically you shouldn't.
Oh, were you cross-contaminating?
I'm cross-contaminating.
Let me get you a cloth so you don't cross-contaminate.
Okay, you're gonna get me a cloth and then I won't cross. Oh, we'll teach how not to cross-contaminate. Alright. So I'm starting with my 30 drops of citronella. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I am still good at that. It's been a while. All right, so in order to avoid cross-contamination, you clean out with oil and wipe on a microfiber.
Here is peppermint.
30 drops of peppermint.
I'm actually gonna slide them this way as we go.
Yeah.
Just to avoid
6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oh, I was close. 27, 28, 29, 30. And once again, I clean with the diluting carrier oil and wipe clean on a microfiber.
And this one is clove. Into the 20s now?
Yeah, into the 20s.
20 of clove is plenty.
Yes, don't go over 20 of clove. You can give yourself a really bad headache. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Didn't quite get that one. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Although I'm going to do a general procedural note for anyone watching. It is a much better plan to undershoot and have to get a little bit more, because if you wind up with a bunch of the oil in your dropper at the end, you can squeeze as much as you want back into the container, but you will wind up with a little bit in the shaft of the dropper.
Yeah. Now I am cleaning out in between, but as I'm going, eventually what I'm using to clean it out will also be so contaminated it's not helping anymore.
Now,
Cedarwood.
the plan, I believe, is to use that.
Yeah, as the carrier added.
Or as the first part of it anyway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 20, right?
So
Yeah.
20s, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ended up being 11. One extra drop is okay. You start getting a lot of extra drops and
Less okay.
Less okay.
Rosemary.
You guys smell like a witch's garden.
Wait, you didn't cloth.
Thank you. Man, I've only been doing this since I was 6.
You have a migraine?
I have such a bad migraine. This is not helping, by the way.
And you're in the 10s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And last but not least, the neem oil. Well, second to last.
My grandmother could do handfuls that were so accurate, like when she measured by taking her hand. I hope to be that good someday. All right.
Keep doing it for the next 50 years.
Right. Oh, I'm not looking forward to the smell of that neem.
Good luck. Damn. Maybe if I can open it.
So in my particular case, I get to decide on being bitten all over by bugs and wearing something that makes my headaches worse. And I just get to suck it up because I can't just keep being bitten everywhere, so...
Right. Enough spider venom will also make your headaches worse.
Yes. Ooh, our entire kitchen now smells like neem. Be very careful with neem. If you get too much on your skin.
In fact, I'm about to go wash my hands.
Yeah, here, take some oil and dilute it on your hand.
Okay.
Ian, can you
I need
help
to
her?
throw this in the trash first.
Stick the trash can in there.
There we go. Just so you guys know, that stuff stinks. Like, it stinks a lot. And I will have to be very careful to clean out my dropper before using it
Did you
on
get all 10?
anything else. Yes, that's all 10. It's very thick. It's very viscous. It gets everywhere. Please note, by the way, that I'm not trying to pour this out of my little round dish into my bottle without a funnel, which I know I have around here somewhere, but instead I am using my dropper so I don't make a huge mess.
Now, once you're done with that, I am going to pour directly from the container into the container, but that's because I'm good at that particular sort of witchcraft.
Also, that's a much smaller lid.
It's a much smaller aperture.
So I will then be sterilizing this dropper with repeated kitchen oil. Basically, you put kitchen oil in a cup and you just keep, and then I'll be popping it in the dishwasher. Okay.
Want me to go ahead and finish that off?
Yep.
Leave a little bit of room for the sprayer, because displacement is still a thing which occurs. There you go. Shake before use.
Microfibers are your friend if you're going to be working with a lot of oils. They are amazing. Okay, shake, 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 shake.
The reason I say shake before use, by the way, is that the use of a carrier oil allows fully equal dispersion. However, we have not actually created a buffered solution. We have just created an oil solution, which means that the different densities of oil can separate if left to sit for very long, which means you need to shake it up before you use it. Creating an appropriately buffered, homogenized solution is possible, but more difficult.
And as always, as soon as you make it, label it. Seriously, guys, it is not worth having to go back and try and figure out what the hell anything is. Label everything. I cannot tell you how much product we made and then had to throw out because a volunteer didn't take the time to label it and it wasn't worth someone's life.
Wait a minute, which white powder is this in the alchemy section?
Okay.
Pro tip, what color does it burn?
I'm the one who made it, so I get to do the patch test.
Do you want to do it on your other arm that isn't covered in burns?
Smart.
I want to do a full patch test. Don't do it where your skin's already sensitive.
What, you don't think that my skin would like that particular?
So.
Alright.
I mean, it
That
definitely
is my handy dandy insect repellent, specifically geared towards wolf spiders and fire ants and mosquitoes, of which we have plenty. Totally worth it, but please feel free to send questions. We will post the recipe in the notes below the video, as well as a link to our website where you can find more content. If you feel like it, please remember to like and subscribe and consider becoming a patron. And be safe out there, everyone.